Earning the VMware Cloud Foundation Specialist (V2) certification elevates the level of your career in the IT sector. The 5V0-33.21 exam questions of Killtest are considered the best material to prepare for the 5V0-31.22 VMware certification test successfully in a short time. We offer 5V0-31.22 exam questions that are actual and compiled by a team of experts after analyzing the latest certification tests content. These VMware Cloud Foundation Specialist V2 5V0-31.22 updated exam questions are enough to become a VMware 5V0-31.22 certification holder on the first attempt. 1. An administrator needs additional capacity on a vSAN cluster. Each host currently has only one disk group. Which two approaches can be used to expand storage capacity in this situation? Choose 2. A. Increase the number of cache disks in the existing disk group. B. Add an additional disk group. C. Disable compression. D. Increase the number of capacity disks in the existing disk group. E. Disable deduplication. 2. An administrator is tasked with deploying a VMware Cloud Foundation environment that consists of 3 vWorkload domains. Each vWorkload domain is comprised of 2 clusters, with 18 hosts in each cluster. Which option fulfills this requirement while minimizing the number of NSXT manager instances? A. Deploy one large-sized NSXT manager cluster for all vWorkload domains. B. Deploy one medium-sized NSXT manager cluster for all vWorkload domains. C. Deploy one medium-sized NSXT manager cluster per vWorkload domain. D. Deploy one large-sized NSXT manager cluster per vWorkload domain. 3. An administrator successfully finished restoring a SDDC manager and now needs to verify its operation. Which tool should the administrator use for this verification? A. vRealize Operation Plugin Tool for VCF. B. Support and Serviceability SOS tool. C. SDDC Manager GUI Restore Health Tool. D. Ruby vSphere Console VCF Check Tool. 4. Which license is required to enable workload management on VMware Cloud Foundation? A. VMware vSphere Evaluation. B. VMware vSphere Standard. C. VMware vSphere Enterprise Plus. D. VMware Tanzu Basic. 5. Which 2 steps must be performed to create a vSphere with Tanzu namespace? Choose 2. A. Deploy a vSphere cluster. B. Define resource limits. C. Enable Harbor Image Registry. D. Assign permissions. E. Use a DNS-compliant name. 6. A VMware Cloud Foundation administrator created a Tanzu namespace in one of the workload domains. Which 2 functions related to permissions can be performed on the newly created namespace? Choose 2. A. Add permissions only from the vSphere local domain. B. Permissions can be set to either view or edit. C. Add permissions to users from vCenter single sign-on identity sources. D. Add a custom role to create more granular permissions. E. Add permissions to local vSphere with Tanzu users only. 7. A systems administrator needs to apply a custom SSHI image to a host using VMware Imaging Appliance (VIA). Which statement is correct when preparing a host for imaging? A. Onboard NICs should be enabled on the server. B. VIA service does not support UEFI boot mode. C. VMware Cloud Builder appliance must be deployed in a tagged VLAN network. DPXE boot must be configured as the second boot option. 8. A systems administrator wants to integrate Microsoft Certificate Authority with SDDC Manager and has already established a connection between the components. Which prerequisite step is required for this integration to work? A. Verify that the self-signed certificates have been replaced with signed certificates from Microsoft Certificate Authority. B. Verify that a customized certificate template has been configured on the SDDC Manager. C. Verify that the Microsoft Certificate Authority server has the RBAC roles configured on the same machine where the Certificate Authority role is installed. D. Verify that the Microsoft Certificate Authority server has been configured for basic authentication. 9. A systems administrator is tasked to deploy VMware Cloud Foundation (VCF), and has already deployed the VMware Cloud Builder appliance. What is the next step the systems administrator should take? A. Deploy the management domain using VMware Cloud Builder. B. Prepare and configure the SSH hosts to be used in the deployment. C. Configure the management domain using custom certificates. D. Upload the deployment parameter workbook. 10. A developer is deploying pods with persistent volumes (PV) on vSphere with Tanzu. Which component determines the data store that the PV will be placed on? A. CNSCSI. B. Hosted. C. Spherelet. D. SPBM.